Hello, amazing people. My name is Rachel O'Brien, and welcome to this amazing information on Access Consciousness Foundation. I'm an Access Consciousness facilitator, coordinator of Actions for the Future, and also coordinator for Benevolence at Work. And with me today, I have Saskia Mevis. Hey, Saskia.
Hi.
Who is also a pragmatic futurist. So today's conversation is going to be about something called Access Foundation. And before we start our conversation, there is something that I would like to ask you before you continue. Take a couple of moments today, sit down with a beautiful crystal glass, a glass of water, pour some water in a lovely crystal glass, or get yourself a beautiful mug or cup and make a nice cup of coffee and tea and ask yourself, what are you here for? That's really how I would like to start this conversation. Ask yourself, what are you here for? So, Sask.
Yeah, what are we here for?
Exactly.
Shall I take a little time to translate your introduction?
Absolutely.
Oké, nou welkom. We zijn hier samen met Rachel O'Brien, Certified Facilitator van Access Consciousness, om te spreken over de Access Foundation. En wat ze wil vragen is om een moment voor jezelf te nemen, een mooi glas of een mooie kop te nemen met een kop koffie of thee en echt gewoon eens met jezelf te gaan zitten en te voelen, waarom ben ik hier? En dat is hoe we eigenlijk het gesprek willen beginnen.
So today we're going to talk to you about this amazing workshop called Access Foundation. And we're going to talk about it from the place of what it has added to our lives and how it has dramatically changed our lives and our future. And I am coming to the Netherlands. I do these classes all over the world. I am coming to Heerlen in the Netherlands to do a class on April 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th. So, yes, exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, Rachel komt naar Nederland voor de Access Consciousness Facilitator. En de plek waarop we dit gesprek willen voeren is hoe de Access Foundation onze levens dramatisch veranderd heeft in elke vorm.
So today what we chose to do is have a conversation about what changed for you. So first of all, I'm going to talk to Saskia about what foundation changed for her, how it changed the course of her life, and how it, talk to me. What was foundation like for you? Where were you when you came into that class, and how has it changed the course of your life and living?
Well, to be quite honest, I postponed my first foundation pretty long. I think it took me 2 years between my first bars class and my first, yeah, I know. My foundation, it was like, nah, I don't need that. It was €1,400 or it was €1,250 back then. It was like, oh, that's so much money, all that point of views.
It's so funny because you're one of the people that I know in my life that moves so fast, and you're great at creating money. You always have money, so it's so interesting to hear you.
But that's the funny thing, because it was a total lie that I was, I was postponing something and I didn't even know what. I think I was postponing the change. I was not willing to have it yet.
Maybe you were postponing the you that you knew you truly were. Who knows?
Exactly. It was cool. And then I got to know Marlijn Wolsink, and he was a certified facilitator. And he's like, well, I do think that the foundation might add something to your life, in that way. And I was like, you know what, dude? You bought a Kanga machine. I'll do the foundation with you. Even that was like the reason for me taking the foundation.
Wow, that's hilarious.
Well, and then after that, everything went, I was like, okay, I'm nothing that I thought I was. I can change everything and anything. And it gives you so much space in every moment.
Now, I'm a big old softie, and when Saskia says that, I'm going to start crying, and I'm particularly very soft at the moment. I get the privilege and the honor of working with people that have come to the fixed point of view, which is a conclusion which stops energy in the creation of your life. We'll talk about that in Foundation. Conclusion is where you stop the energy of your life for the rightness of someone else's or your point of view. And I work with people every single day of the week who have got to a place where they have taken on a belief that they haven't got the power and the ability to change something. And that to me is probably one of the saddest projections on anyone's life, if you know what I mean, Sask.
Yeah, absolutely.
For me, one of the cruelest things to do to anyone or anything is to tell them that's the way it is. That's just the way your life is, and that's as good as it gets. And for me, I was told that about relationship. I was told, oh, you got married, make your bed, lay on it. And I was in a relationship that I wasn't happy with. So one thing that I absolutely am so grateful for, and we will talk about gratitude in Foundation, is this ability to know that this is just, you know, that old song, that's just the way it is, do-do-do, 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 some things will never change. And it's not just the way it is. There's no such thing as that's just the way it is. And for me, it's one of the cruelest projections to put onto anyone. We wouldn't do it to a child. Well, I hope you wouldn't do it to a child. Is to instill a future of conclusion where they're not allowed to change anything. And the fundamentals of this foundation is to actually claim, own, and acknowledge that you have an ability to choose life beyond what it currently is right now. And I want to say fast track your future. So so when I hear Saskia saying this ability to choose and change anything, for me, I had got to a stage in my life, how I found Foundation. I wasn't happy in my relationship. I had 3 children. I certainly wasn't happy in my job. I had post-traumatic stress. I had burnout, you name it, everything was going on with my body. And now looking back on it, what I didn't have was a trusted advisor. Was the first thing I didn't have. Someone that I could go to that had my back and knew that I could create something different, which I'm so grateful to have people like that in my life today. I think we both are. That's a big thing for both of us, to have someone that has your back and knows that you can create beyond your limitation. And the other thing is, I didn't have the tools to know that I had the ability to change things. I thought I was stuck with a concluded future of 3 kids, this job, this relationship, and that's the way it was going to be forever.
Well, and that's the thing. I'm sorry, I'm going to interrupt you there.
No, go.
It's the part where, of course, we all know we can change everything, but we don't have a fucking clue how to do that.
Totally.
And that's where the Access tools come into play, and they're like so pragmatic and so easy. And yeah, maybe they sound too easy, but they actually work, and they give you, like what you say, like the shortcut to knowing that you can change everything. What people like you and me can say to everybody, you know, you can change this, you can change that. But if you're not handing out a tool, the hammer or the whatever they need to actually change it, how are they going to change it? And that is where this 4-day of Foundation is just a backpack full of tools that will make you able to change everything.
And the first 2 days are really about tearing apart the reality, the foundations, the blocks that hold solid what you've decided is true. And we're going to talk about these today. They're called distractor implants. And then the second 2 days are actually looking at, now, how do I go out into the world? I now have tools. You get amazing body processes, Access bars and TVSS, that allow your body. We've been trained to continually go into adrenal overload, which most people show up in workshops with, to be honest.
Yeah.
Both of us see that across, you know, every country. I see this every country I go to. We're on this adrenal pump about what we have to do. So the first thing that gets created is people's bodies let go of stress, and they start to get present with what the choice is going to create, because every choice creates 1,000 futures. It took me 7 years to get that. And then what we start to do is, you can have these tools so that you go out into your life. You don't have to run away. I thought I had to run away to change my life. You actually get these tools that you apply, as you said, with the nail, with the hammer. How do I use this one here? You know, what choices have I here that I haven't even considered? And that's where you apply the tools to your life, your living, your family, your relationship, your job. And you don't have to throw the baby out with the bathwater. You know, you really don't.
No, and how many lies are we functioning from, that we think that we have to do, you know? There is so much more possible beyond that.
Oh my God, that makes me
Say
take a,
it.
like a deep breath. Yeah. So, what we're going to talk about today, and I know we've already given you lots of tools, is these things called distractor implants, and I'm going to name them first. And myself and Saskia, when we did our first foundation, both of us took home these distractor implants. They were something that had destroyed my presence, and they don't allow you to handle anything in your life. So I call them anger, rage, fury, hate, blame, shame, regret, guilt, addictive, compulsive, obsessive, perverted points of views, love, sex, jealousy, peace, life, death, living reality, fear, doubt, business, relationship. And they're everything that keep you from having total choice. Now, the thing that we had a little chat about what we would talk about, and I told Saskia that there were 3 of the distractor implants that were run in my life. Okay. Now, the thing I would like you to get, you can actually get something from this call. As long as your life has been run by distractor implants, you have no creative freedom. It keeps you from creating beyond the limitation, anger, blame, shame, or maitri that you've decided is greater than you. Okay. And as long as you're trying to run your life, in my case, anger, shame, and guilt were my 3 ones that were bing, 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 bing. And you cannot actually have total choice and total freedom. So for me, as long as I was in this judgment and this shame and this blame, well, shame, guilt, and anger, I could not handle or change anything, because I went into this automatic responder that actually put you in a lie, and they put your attention on something that you cannot handle, and you cannot get truth and clarity in it. And they're always, always, always designed to stop you from being you. So for me, when I walked away from my first foundation, the ones that I knew were my, I'm going to say my push button that created reaction, was anger, shame, and guilt. Okay. And these were the ones that I want to say, if I was in relationship with Saskia and she told me something that was a judgment or a projection, which people do all the time, and that's how this reality is run, on projection, because you're supposed to deliver to me what I've decided that you have to give. Someone would deliver that, I'd get angry. Oh my God, I can't believe you're saying this to me. Blah! Then what I did was, because I got angry, that was me reacting to a projection that someone would have on me. Okay. Then my next thing was, I'd go into guilt. Oh my God, why did I do this? Then I would go into shame. I'm such an awful, terrible person for getting anger. Now, if you take a look at how much of that is going down the rabbit hole, right? You're going
Everything.
down everything. And where could I actually be present with, is this how I'd like to create my life? Is this the future that I'd like to choose? Is this congruent with what I would like to be in the world today? So I did not even have access to those questions. And I certainly didn't have access to the information that, first of all, anger is a lie. Okay, how come it's a lie? Because I've bought that your projection, or that your opinion or viewpoint that you're giving me, is true. It's not. It's just an interesting point of view.
It's just an interesting point of view. And that's the thing. I'm doing quite some private sessions now, and everyone that comes up to my table brings some of those awesome distractor implants. And it's like, I'm like,
Woo!
Exactly. There's like not a session that I'm not talking about this or clearing this, because it's, without clearing that, there's no choice.
There's no choice. And what Saskia just said is brilliant. Unless you clear, I want to say, that is an operative state, which I see in companies that I work with. I see in clients that I work with. I see people in business mentorship that I work with. As long as you have that as an operative state or an automatic response system, you cannot actually handle anything, and you cannot have true presence and true choice, because instead of you being open to what you can choose, what you can create, and what you would like to have, you are in this, you're gone down the rabbit hole, and you're gone out of being present with your life, you're gone out of being present with your future, and you're gone, because there's no presence in any of that. And one of the things that we talk about in Access is if you're being present, you've got to be the space from no point of view and no conclusion, which is an advanced conversation that we'll talk about in foundation.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. So which was your ones that if I was looking to control you, what was the one that I would push? Anger, rage, fury, hate, blame, shame, regret, guilt, addictive, compulsive, obsessive, perverted points of views, love, sex, jealousy, peace, life, death, living reality, fear, doubt, business, relationship, that and they're that they keep you from total choice.
Well, I'm going to be very honest with you. I think I literally had all of them.
Yeah. I
Like,
thought of them too.
I was like, and they were like, and obviously it's in daily life easier, you know, to press the irritation and the anger button. But also I used relationship, I used death, I used jealousy, obsessive compulsive behavior. I was all of it. I was just some walked, hawk, distractor.
Me too.
Awesome.
I bet you felt great about yourself.
Oh, I felt awesome. I didn't have 3 panic attacks a day. I was not just in hyperventilation above the toilet at least once a day. No.
No, I know. So so this, I'm so grateful for Saskia, because she's actually been honest in a way that she was like, my life didn't work for me then. That was not what and that was something that I took as what was living, and it wasn't working for me. So if you would like something greater, and if you would like to take 4 days, and for those of you out there that have a point of view about the money, my point of view about this class is €1,400 is actually cheap. How come I say that? And that may be an arrogant point of view, is because I had spent, before I came to Access, so much money in therapy, so much money in different classes. €1,400 was me jumping from this automatic responder of life into this presence where I could then take actually some time to be in these 4 days and be like, Jesus, my life is a mess, and it doesn't have to be a mess. It doesn't have to at all be a mess. You can just come in and take a look at it and receive the body processes and create even greater. Wow, no, I have choice. I have true choice available in how I create my life. What's next? And that's really how I started my life and recreated my life 7 years ago.
And it's funny, one thing, you know, I've done a lot of advanced access classes as well. So I went to Dane and Gary and COPs and ESBs, but still this foundation, it's never boring. It's never I've heard that, done that. Every time it gives you something new. And I love to go through the manual like every time again.
It's thank you so much for saying that. And I would like to add to that. I have facilitated this manual 14 times in the last 12 months now. And people go, oh, are you not bored of foundation? Every time I facilitate this work, I get clearer in areas where I'm not being present in my life, where I'm functioning from a conclusion or a distractor implant. So you could actually do this class like 100 times, and people come do the class when they're looking to change tracks to either financially or business. I had a couple of guys did a class with me in Ireland because they knew that business-wise they were looking to create something different. They had reached their targets and goals financially, and they were looking to be like, hey, I require to be something different here. So it is a phenomenal 4 days. We invite you to be with us. I get that someone knows if they have to be there. There's,
of course they do.
Yeah. There's a sense of knowing that you've got to be in this class. And remember, how we will leave you today is that everyone who has ever chosen this class, the money has always shown up. Now, this is how I'm going to finish. There's this thing called benevolence at work, and I'm involved in it. It's a worldwide movement. And benevolence at work means putting you first, wishing well for everyone and not damaging anyone with your behaviors, and including the earth in your life and creation. When you are willing to be present and be an energy that honors the future of our planet and yourself, money shows up
in miraculous ways.
In the strangest of ways. So if you have any fixed points of views around money, I had none. Joking. Ask, hey, money, what can I contribute to you today? And what can you contribute to me? And trust that consciousness has your back. Ask the foundation class to support you if you've chosen it. It will. And then support the planet. And all of life comes to me with
ease, joy, and glory.
And can I just say, Saskia, I am so grateful for you, for people like you that are willing to step up and create the future on the planet of ease, joy, and glory. I know that's a big reason why you are here, to create a different future. And
when you say that, I go soft because, every once in a while, it's not so easy to keep stepping up. And when someone actually says that you're acknowledged for stepping up, it really motivates to.
Yeah, well, yeah, totally. So, guys, come join us anywhere in the world, and whether it's now or you pick up this video in 10 years' time.
Exactly, or in 50 years.
Or 500 years' time. Look, who knows? I'm leaving my footprint on the planet in whatever way that creates the future. Thank you for being here. I adore you. And I will see you next week.
Next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.